All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. This is Mrs. Carr on Monday, April 6th. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We are back for another week of at-home learning. So we're starting off today. This week is going to be focused on PIMDOS, or order of operations. It says simplifying expressions, which simply means you are going to solve these equations or these expressions such as PIMDOS, two or more operations. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is view one of these videos. You don't need to view all three today because you can view one again tomorrow and then possibly the third one on Wednesday. You do get to decide. It's up to you which one you want to do. So I would pick, let's just start at the top. Obviously you don't have to go in order, but you can open that up and watch that reminder. It's super short, it looks like. Oh no. Sorry. It's super short, it looks like, but go ahead and watch that video. And again, you don't have to go in order, but I would pick just one for today and then move on to the next thing. You can watch the other two tomorrow and Wednesday. All right, so then the next thing, it says choose one, but that's actually for this one and this one. This is an anchor chart, so you do want to go ahead and open that up and have that in the next tab so that you can refer back to it whenever you need. So let's go through this real quick just as a reminder. Your order of operations you have is PIMDOS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Hopefully you just reviewed the video and that will help remind you as well. You do want it to look like an like an ice cream cone by the time you're done. It's just going to get smaller and smaller. And especially, I'm not sure how the other classes go, but especially for my class, please make sure you are doing one operation per line. Please don't try to solve all of them in your head at once because then that's how you end up making mistakes. So please make sure you're taking it one operation at a time. All right, so first we have the P for PIMDOS, and that's going to be your grouping symbols. You've got the parentheses, and then you have the brackets, which is that special kind of parentheses. And so you're looking here at the top. Do you have a parentheses? Yes, so that's what gets done first. Then you go to the next line. Then you have your multiply and divide. You are skipping over exponents. You'll work on that in 6th grade. So for now, you are moving on to multiply and divide. Remember, when you're multiplying and dividing, you are looking for both at the same time. You are not looking for one and then the other. You're looking for both at the same time. And if you have both, then you are going to move from left to right. And it's not going to matter if the dividing is first or if the multiplying is first, because they are BFFs. So when you have BFFs, you moved left to right as they show you here. And then bring that down. And then, of course, once you go down to the next line, you start back at the top of the order. Do you have any parentheses? No. Do you have any multiply, divide? No. And then you go to add, subtract, and the answer to that is yes. And again, they are BFFs, just like multiply and divide. Add, subtract are BFFs. And so when you have both, you do move from left to right. So then that means this comes first, even though it's subtract. This comes first because it is BFFs with plus. And so you move from left to right. And then, of course, giving you that final answer. So it is a good idea to have this open while you are working through the different problems as we go through. All right, so then you're going to pick one of these, either this one or this one. And of course, here are your answer keys as well. So let's look at this one first. You're going to make it correct. So you're simply looking for the mistake. So what order of operations rule was broken? So you're going to go through and decide where did they go wrong and then how to fix it. So it looks like you have 6 problems, not too bad. That should go pretty quick. You're going to find the mistake and then decide where to make that correction at. So the way that you want to do this, you can either open this, or you can either print this off, or you can so that you can work on it on the paper in front of you, or you can work on it off of the screen like so. But if you do so, please make sure you are doing your work on a scratch sheet of paper so that you can show all of your work. Okay, so that's choice 1. And then the second choice is the loop. So you're going to click on it and open that up. And again, you can print this off, or you can simply make your own out of scratch paper. If you choose to make your own out of scratch paper, you would simply need to copy these boxes down, and you're going to cut out each of the boxes. And as you see, again, there's only 6 problems here, so it's not any shorter or longer than the other option. Looks like they are equal. And so they're kind of like dominoes. So what you're going to do is you're going to, even if you cut them out, even if you draw and make your own, you're still going to cut them out, and then you're going to solve this problem and then match it to one of these answers. The answer does not necessarily mean that it is this card. So you solve this problem and you find out which one of these it matches, and then you would tape it to it like you were playing dominoes. So for example, if the answer to this is 4, so then you would tape this card to the bottom of this one so that they match, kind of like in our vocabulary games that we play in science. Okay, and again, so that is the second option. So these are your 2 options, and then here are your 2 answer choices. All right, guys, once you finish one of those assignments, then you're going to come over here and click on this graphic and open this up. And there's nothing to actually work on here. It's just a graphic for you to look at, and it's a vision of they want you to think of a hopscotch board when you're looking at this, because when you do hopscotch, it's like, you know how you do 1 foot and then you do 2 feet and then you do 1 foot and then 2 feet. And so what they're saying is, remember the rules of hopscotch. 1 lands with both feet on squares 3 and 4 and 6 and 7. And you can use that as a reminder that when you do multiply and divide, you would do it in the order in which they appear, meaning you're going from left to right because they're BFFs. And then the same thing when you land on adding and subtracting. If you have both of them at the same time, then you will move from left to right because they are BFFs. Okay, and so you can use that as a reminder as well. And that's it for today, guys, as far as the district lesson goes. So again, you're using this anchor chart, having that open to remind you, watch one of the videos, open up the anchor chart, and then you're complete one of these. Okay. All right. Once you're done with that, then you're going to go back into your Schoology course. That tab should already be open. And real quick. And then after you do that, you're going to go back here and you're going to answer on your discussion post. Please don't forget, you do need to make sure that you're answering in full, complete sentences, no one-word answers, and you need to make sure that you answer all of what is listed here. And again, if you don't want to type it out, you always have the option of using the microphone recorder to record your answers. But please make sure you post on today's discussion. When you're done with that, you can go to the I need more I need help or the give me more section that's down here. If you feel like you're still struggling with the PEMDAS or the order of operations, then you can click on here and follow those instructions. But if you feel like, hey, I got this, no problems at all, then go ahead and click on this give me more, and you can follow those instructions in there. As always, if you have any questions for today, guys, make sure you click on this envelope here. You can type in your teacher's name and message your teacher at any time. Also, if you have not already been linked up on Microsoft Teams, ask your teacher about it, and you can start messaging your teacher through Microsoft Teams as well. And we will talk more about that tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.